Welcome to Tech Tuesday. My name is Weston Taylor. It's my job to help people with technology, so I'm glad you're here so that I can tell you about some really neat stuff that I think, or really neat stuff, no, stuff that I think is really neat that we have here at Colorado College for you all to use, to make use of. If you have any questions, you can feel free to just ask them as I'm presenting. I don't mind being interrupted. As a matter of fact, that might be better for me to be interrupted. But here we go. The first thing I think is that's technology or has technology is Tut Library. Tons and tons of stuff for you in Tut Library. Did you know that you can check out an iPad or a laptop at the circulation desk in the library? Anybody can do that, student, faculty, and staff. So if your laptop breaks or you have a desktop computer, you're going on a trip or something, you can go to the library, go to the circulation desk. They can give you a laptop for 2 weeks if you're going to be traveling, or if you just need it for a few hours to get away from everybody who's bugging you wherever else you would be or calling you on the phone, you can actually check out a laptop for just 4 hours. You can also, of course, check out the iPads. Also, the library has tons of ebooks. You don't even need an ebook reader. You can actually read them on your computer. And so you can ask for a librarian to help you find out where those ebooks are. Or if you're really good at those advanced searches in the library, you can do an ebook search and bring up the huge list of all the ebooks that you can check out. Also, the library has DVDs. How many of you have checked out a library DVD? Okay, so you in the back knew that already. Excellent. But there you go, DVDs from the library. I believe those are limited to 1-day checkout. But the secret is, if you request a DVD from another library through the interlibrary loan, you can have it for like 2 or 3 weeks. And that includes full series of DVDs if you're into watching TV shows and binge watching. So DVDs at the library. Also, of course, as the librarians in the future will tell you, this year we're changing Tech Tuesday a little bit. Almost every block will have a Tut Tech Tuesday. So a librarian will come in and do a Tech Tuesday and talk about some of the awesome things in more depth about library technology. So that'll be exciting. So in addition to the online databases of stuff and periodicals, interesting anecdote, my sister went to UC Davis, big California system school, right? You'd think that they had like access to all the databases and all the periodicals. No. She would call me or email me occasionally and say, Weston, can you check to see if your library has XYZ article in XYZ journal? And I was like, oh, look at that, we do. Can you send that to me? Sure. So our library has access to a ton of journals and databases and stuff, which is awesome. The library also, of course, houses the Cat Lab, which is my primary lab where I work. I also run the other labs on campus, which I'll talk about in a little minute. But the Cat Lab has the Photoshop and InDesign and some of the higher end graphic and media manipulation tools. We've also got the ability to import video from DVD, VHS, DV tape. If you have a homemade DVD or a homemade CD that you've recorded for friends or family or enemies or people that you want to sell to, we can actually duplicate it. We can copy 12 CDs or DVDs at a time. It will not do commercial DVDs, so don't try. We've also got, of course, in the library basement, the help desk. And you can always go to the help desk and get answers to questions about your account or your computer or your email or even setting up your tablet or your phone, your smartphone to get your email. We've also got lots of computers in the library. So library, I think, is one of the top hidden resources for technology on campus. Printing on campus. We've had paper cut for a year. Thankfully, it hasn't bled that long. Okay, that was the worst joke ever. That was a dad joke. But one of the really interesting things about PaperCut is that even if you don't have an account on campus, you can still print through guest printing. All your guest has to do, is send their document, their PowerPoint, their PDF, whatever they want to print, to guestprint@coloradocollege.edu, and that will print it for them, and then they just go up to a PaperCut machine and sign in with the username and password guest. and they can print. And that's another secret. You don't need a gold card to actually print to a paper cut machine. All you have to do is go up to the machine, and instead of swiping your card or tapping your card on the touch plate, you just have to hit log in and then type in your CC user ID in there and your regular password, and it will let you print out your stuff. So I think that's one of the really cool things. And of course you can still, even though we have paper cut, you can still map the printers directly to your own computer, so you don't have to even think about which paper cut printer you want to print to. You can just print directly. Finally, with printing on campus, we have, how many of you have been to Central Services or the print shop? Okay, excellent, more, half people. So this is the white-ish building just south of Wooglan's on Tejon. And Carl Olson runs the print shop. He's a great guy to know. If you want, you can print up a banner that's absolutely ridiculously huge if you're having some kind of event that you want to advertise, or if you just want a banner that says maybe your name on it. And he can also handle your high-speed, large format color printing, and the prices are fairly reasonable as well. So the print shop is also a great resource in technology on campus. Next we have single sign-in. Now there is some confusion on campus about single sign-in. This is an example of all the stuff that you get on single sign-in if you're off campus. So you don't need to sign in to SSL VPN in order to access this stuff. These services are all located off campus already, and so you just go to cas.coloradocollege.edu or click that sign into CC button at the bottom, and you can sign into all of those things. The only reason any of you would ever have to sign in or use a different way to sign into CC is if you want to access INB or Banner SSB. Does anybody in this room actually use INB at all? Excellent. The good news is we are in the process of actually kicking Banner SSB out of this, so that even from off campus you can just sign into this main page and access Banner. That we haven't gotten that done yet, but it's in the works to make your life easier, because I know you're going to be sitting at home or sitting off campus and you want to check your grades or your student job or your something like that in Banner. So single sign-in works from off campus, should be pretty easy, and we're making it better. Single sign-in also gets you into one of my favorite resources on campus for people is Canvas. One of the things you may not know about Canvas is that right up here, if you click on your name after you're signed in, that's storage space for your documents, just all alone. So you can upload, if you're a student, you can upload papers and assignments and PowerPoints in there, and then they're accessible from within your Canvas account in your courses. So pretty cool, and Canvas courses are of course automatically created at the beginning of the school year. So right now, if you support teachers or you have teachers or you are a teacher, any faculty in here? No? Yes? Awesome. What do you teach? Chemistry. Awesome. Welcome to CC. So your Canvas courses are all already created. They accept if you're coming from another learning management system, you can suck in your stuff straight into your courses as well, and it works pretty well most of the time. But if you're not teaching, you can also have organizational stuff in here. So we can create a club Canvas page, so you can share files and do announcements and all that kind of thing as well. So Canvas, really awesome resource, available through single sign-in. Aha, iPad carts. We've had these iPad carts for about a year now, and now we actually have a person who is going to support the iPad carts. So not only can you check out iPads from the library, but if you are a faculty, you can actually borrow a complete iPad cart of 30 iPads, an Apple TV, and a MacBook Pro to manage the iPads, and you can have them for the entire block for your class. The iPads actually come pre-configured with several apps. I think the number was around 100 that we can put on there, and these are anything from multimedia apps, presentation apps, organization apps, all sorts of things. There's even a few games we're willing to put on there. And if you have an app that you know of that's free, or if you have a budget code for an app that's a pay-for app, we can put that app on all the iPads as well, and then those apps will stay with you. They'll still belong to you, but they'll be usable by anybody in your class or anybody at the college if you want. So iPad carts, pretty cool resource. Another new thing on campus this year is the campus events management. Anybody use that yet? I see some. Yes, we did use that. So campus events management lets you reserve a room for an event and advertise your event on campus so that everybody knows about it, so that you don't have conflicting events. One of the really interesting things I think about campus events management is that there are somewhere on campus 4 bedrooms that can be reserved for events. I'm not exactly sure, but if you have a chance after you're in single sign-on, go ahead and request space for a standard one-time event and scroll through the list of spaces you can reserve. Students, faculty, and staff can reserve them. So I'm really kind of curious as to if they're real bedrooms or if it's just like what they're called. So campus events management. The one downside to campus events management stuff is you have to make your reservations 10 days in advance right now. Venue managers themselves can directly reserve a thing for you the day of or the day before, but it's best to plan ahead a little bit, like 10 days a little bit, so that you can request your own facilities. It's pretty easy to request a facility, a room from a manager going through this form. All right, of course we have a new network this year. We're gutting pretty much everything. If you look up in the room there, that right there, the two little on the ceiling by the square vent, it's almost right above your head. That's one of the old wireless access points. It's a little bit slower, and it can't receive as many connections. But we're replacing all of those this last summer and this year. We're redoing all the wiring and all the switches. And here's the cool part, I think. We're also drilling a hole in the ground underneath the train tracks so that we can get to the high-speed internet that goes along the freeway. And that'll connect us to Internet 2, which is a fiber optic network. And so our bandwidth and our speed will increase greatly. It's going to be great. I don't know when that's happening, though. So, but you can check on when that's happening by going to coloradocollege.edu/offices/ITS major projects network upgrade. If you just search new network on the CC website, you'll get to this page, and this gives you a kind of an update or a dashboard of what's being updated and when. As you can see, we've got different parts of campus upgraded to different things. Let's see, one of these things is the wired switches. Number 2 is the wireless access points, because that's going to be a big one. Number 3 is the network registration, which if you can see this from this graphic, this is just part of all the stuff. The network registration is done everywhere, and so you only have to register the device once through this new easy process. How many of you have gotten a device online by yourself? Like a smartphone or a laptop? Pretty easy? Easier than, well, you're new. I don't know you. Are you new?
Kind of. I was a student, but I'm not.
Hey, welcome back. That's great. Are you new? Great. So you guys don't know how bad it was before. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm glad. So yeah, so that, and then we have number 4, which is internet and security. Where security will be improved all across campus, but right now we're still waiting on that connection. So awesome stuff. That's what I just said. All right. As a member of the CC community, you have a fair amount of free software that you can have. These are just pictures of some of the icons of that free software, but they include all of this, which the biggest win, I think, for people on campus are this one, which is coming soon. There's a meeting on Thursday about it, and I'm excited about it, and probably will announce it at a Tech Tuesday, but it'll be probably in the digest as well. But Office 365 Online, that it's Word and PowerPoint and Excel but they're online. And so you also have OneDrive, which is where you store online documents, and you get documents and stuff online. You just have to, you can either use the OneDrive app on your smartphone, uh, Apple phone, or tablet, all stuff, and drag stuff into your web browser on the OneDrive thing, and that'll upload it. PowerPoint or Excel, you can actually edit it online as well without having that installed. And part of Office 365 Online is you get to download for free the entire, which includes those apps and a few more, onto up to 5 devices. So that's your laptop, your desktop, your friend's desktop, your smartphone, and your tablet. Probably not your friend's device, just because that'd probably violate the license agreement. But anyway, you can have it installed on up to 5 different devices, and that's not even your work computer. This is your personally owned stuff. So free Microsoft Office, free OneDrive, unlimited storage space. ChemBioDraw, if you are a chemist or doing need to make molecular models online, you can use ChemBioDraw, and you can download that for free. Mathematica, I think, is a pretty cool software program. It's not just for math, but you can also type in equals on it, and then like salt, and it will download a picture of salt for you, like the molecular model, into the thing. It's also, you can also use it for image manipulation, doing all sorts of stuff. There was a student who came into the cat lab once, and they wanted to do something in Excel, and I was like, I have no idea how to do that in Excel. You guys work on it in Excel. I'm going to work on it in Mathematica. I don't know Mathematica at all. And we were able to do the same task in about the same amount of time. So Mathematica has great help online and is really kind of cool. Qualtrics, if you need to run a survey or get information from a whole bunch of people, all students, faculty, and staff get free Qualtrics accounts. You just have to sign up. If you don't use Qualtrics within 2 years, I will delete your account, but that's not too bad. Qualtrics. Lynda.com. How many of you have heard of Lynda.com? Can you tell me about it?
I don't know much about it. I was actually going to ask you about it.
Oh, great. Hey, even better. I'm going to talk about it a little bit then. Lynda.com is one of the earliest and one of the biggest now repositories for online video-based learning. The idea is you go online, you sign in, and then you can watch these videos, and if you want, you can even read along, and you can work along. You can download the files that they're working on. So say I want to learn Photoshop. I go online to lynda.com, I type in Photoshop, and it takes me to several Photoshop tutorials, and I can choose which one is appropriate for me. And then there are playlists, or there is a course list of small videos, anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes long, to learn Photoshop. And if they're working on files in the videos, they're for me to download and work on right alongside the video. So you can, and you cannot, it's not only Photoshop, but there's also business software, there's business processes, communication, persuasion, and lots of other stuff in lynda.com available. So you can check them out for a week at a time, and if you need more time, we can give you a little bit more time as well. So lynda.com checkout licenses. And something else for students very soon. At least I hope it's very soon. Like I said, the meeting is on Thursday. I'm really hoping this pulls through because it'd be a big win for students. All right, we've also got lots of computer labs on campus. I manage 4 of them that are public. Anybody can use them. You can reserve 3 of those labs. We have Windows and Macs in those labs. And we also have the VLab 1. How many of you might need to run some software that you don't already have on your computer? Maybe? What would that be, maybe?
I think I have everything now, but
Okay, great.
might be some software that I might need in the future.
Okay, for concerning to you, statistics software, we don't have a license to give it to every student. Other packages like, what's the one? ArcGIS is a very big software package that we cannot, well, we could give it to students, but most of our students have Macs, and ArcGIS only runs on PCs. So in that case, we can point them to VLab 1, and from your own computer and keyboard, you can bring up this virtual computer lab and be using this Windows software on your Mac. So So lots of computer labs on campus for you to use. Oh, and here's pictures of some of the computer labs. There is a web page that talks about them and kind of describes what the computer labs are about and where they are. Frontline Services. These are the people who work in Frontline Services and where they work. It's not just the help desk, but it's media services. That's the AV people. And it's also our PC people. So Tulio or Gerald sometime, if you work for CC and you get a new computer, you're going to see Gerald or Tulio sometime. And if you need help with your computer, look at that. That's nice how it blocks the people right there. You can talk to these friendly people and they will help you out. Frontline Services also manages equipment that you can check out at the AV checkout window in the basement of Armstrong. So if you have a class that needs audio recorders, you can check them out from there, or a DVD player or a projector for an event. The events guys are also part of Frontline Services and you can contact them. Finally, how many of you have gotten an Events Digest today? Yay! Events Digest? Email? Okay. Events Digest. This is the way you... Oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot about this one. The electronics recycling. At some point in your life, you will probably own a piece of electronics that's probably going to fail. Instead of throwing it away or trying to get rid of it some way, you can just bring it to the help desk and put it on that cart, and they will recycle it for you in a responsible manner. So electronics recycling, and that's all the time. Anytime the help desk is open, you can bring them your stuff to recycle. And now we get to the digests. I'd say 4 main digests. There's the events, students, faculty, and staff. Everybody on campus is subscribed to the Events Digest by default. It gets a lot of stuff in there. You can post to the digest by looking up digests, and that will take you to this page, which will let you post. The policy used to be that students couldn't post to the student digest by themselves. They had to clear it through the help desk. Students can now post to the student digest by themselves without help. So you can post on the weekends as well, so that if you have a student event on Monday, you can post to the digest so it's on the event the day of the event. So that's pretty helpful. There are also other digests which are also really can be useful. There's a Tut Library New Materials Digest. Comes out, I believe, about once a week or when they get a whole bunch of materials, and that points to stuff that they've gotten new at the library. There's a DVD Tut New Materials Events Digest. There's also a Humor and a Sales Digest. I'm subscribed to the Humor Digest, and that's about how much stuff there is on the Humor Digest. Very, very, very seldom do you see it, but so I would love to see some more people subscribe, and funny people subscribe and post to it's just a text-based digest, so you can just post text jokes, but those are good. We also have, of course, useful to post to. We had a faculty member posting to it yesterday. She posted her Subaru Forester on it, and it sold that day. So the sales digest is not posted to much more than a couple times a week. Weeks that go by where I see nothing on the sales digest, so I don't even get it. So if you have stuff to sell, the sales digest is a great place to post. Whew, that is a lot of tech resources at CC. If you have questions about them, you can come and talk to me. You can just email services at its.coloradocollege. Yes. You can here's just some cards with contact information for IT services. So if you can email that number, or you can follow us on Twitter. You can friend those ways, and we'll respond to you, and we'll hopefully help you out with your tech problems and give you tech answers. Whew, thanks for coming. Any questions?